My name is Jason, and for my day job, I run around the world and I speak to organizations on productivity, performance, time management, organization. In my nighttime and on the weekend world, I try to figure out how to find more clients. So what I wanted to do was to kind of close a couple of loops that I heard and then offer some suggestions that you can take away. Does everyone have a blank piece of paper? And if you're taking notes, and I'm just ask you to put a star next to the idea you've already picked up from the first two speakers. What I know about seminars and conferences like this is that you're going to get home tonight or tomorrow and you've had so many ideas. Who was a little bit full yesterday at the end of the day? And here we are giving you more. So that's the first thing I'm going to ask you to do. The next thing I need you to do on that blank piece of paper is to write down the name of the client you'd like next. And this is where I need you to start. Who you gonna call? If you remember that great song from this wonderful, wonderful movie. You see, part of finding corporate clients is knowing who I want to work for. When Jody and I started our business 2.5, 3 years ago, we actually sat down, went to a whiteboard in my office. She bought me a 4x8 foot whiteboard, and we wrote down the clients we wanted to work for by name, and then we started to put together, as Alex was saying, who do I know who? This is the third thing I need you to write down. Who do you know who? This is an excellent networking activity. By the way, folks, if you just take the first two things that I've already given you, the client you'd like to work with, you turn to your neighbor and you say, who do you know who at Target? Who do you know who at Kohl's? Who do you know who at Best Buy? I'm going Minneapolis here, I don't know why. What I do then is I get this networking thing going together. I can go online, but I'm going to submit for your exploration. There are people in your visible network. I use LinkedIn all the time. You can join 50 groups on LinkedIn. If you and I share a group, I can direct message you. I've joined 50 groups. Jason, how'd you pick your 50 groups? I went in and I typed in the keywords that I want to write about, speak about, and consult on. Productivity, time management, coaching. And then I joined the groups with the most number of members. I can direct message. Hey, my name's Jason. I see you're interested in. Who do you know who? So this first one is, who you gonna call? If you have a question relative to this session, that is my direct mobile phone number, 805-798-1362. Here's what I know when I walk away from a presentation, a conference, or a situation. I come up with an idea later. Quick show of hands, who's ever had a good idea at a bad time? Yesterday you were sitting in a session going, oh, I need to do that when I get back to Washington, D.C., when I get back to. Give you one quick tool right here. It's called recall.com. It's free voice-to-text transcription. I have an idea, I call a phone number, I hang up. 5 minutes later in my email inbox, a typed transcription of this. I've been on the road for 18 days, I got 12 before I get home. I cannot tell you how many things I've dumped into recall.com, came back to me as an email, I dragged the email to my calendar. I'm going to look at that May 9th. I can't hold on to that much information while I'm here. So if you have a question that you think of later on, text message me. I promise I'll get you an answer. Okay, I was hoping that this would happen. Heard a lot of ideas about where you could go to and how you could build up this repertoire of information. I really appreciate the comment about, do I blog or do I not blog? Where do clients find you? This is the next thing I need you to write down, please. Google yourself. Go to Google, type in your name in quotes, and see what shows up. Do you like it? Does it mean something to you? Is it you and representative thereof? To the question about whether or not I should blog or not, here's my suggestion. Go Google the articles you've written and make your blog one-paragraph introductions to the link to the article you had published. I write monthly for a magazine called Training Magazine. Not only do they put it in the print issue, they also put it in the online issue. Every month, one of my standing blog posts is, hey world, I'm in training again. It's a one-paragraph intro to the link that drives them over to Training Magazine. I gotta tell you, Lori loves it. Lori's the editor. She loves it because I'm telling my community of 5,000 people on my newsletter and 3,000 people on my Twitter and 1,700 people on Facebook, and all those other people, hey, here's where he is. I put up a couple of icons. LinkedIn, have a profile. Do you know that every time you update your profile or add something, your community has that on their wall? So I'll go in every couple of weeks and I'll add a little something. Where have I been published lately? What have I written lately? Where will I be speaking next month or next week? Facebook, the jury's still out. I would encourage you to talk to my wife, Jody Womack. Raise your hand, please. She's in the front of the room. She's probably the expert I know of in taking small businesses from no digital footprint to a digital footprint. Number 2 search engine in the world right now is Facebook. When someone is looking for you, they Facebook you. When someone's looking for your business, they Facebook you. Now, whether or not you want to have an individual profile on Facebook, that's neither here nor there. Make a page for your writing. You can make a private profile and keep that private. Don't invite anybody to it. And once you make a profile, you can make a page or a group. I would absolutely encourage you. I do. There's a Womack Company group. I've only got 112 people, but you know what? When someone Googles me, that's one of the things that shows up. YouTube. How many videos are on your YouTube channel? My what? My YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/JasonWomack, there's 109 videos. Jody's videotaping this right now because I can take a clip, put this up on my YouTube channel. Here's 3 minutes of Jason talking about the importance of networking and connections. This next one over here is Skype. Quick show of hands who's on Skype. Skype I love. It's free video conferencing and very economical phone calling. In fact, on my BlackBerry, I put on a little, it's not even an app, it's just a phone number. It's called Skype to Go. From my BlackBerry in New York City, I can Skype call around the world. When I call my UK clients, it's 2 cents per minute from my BlackBerry, and that's through Skype. I also did a Skype in phone number. For my UK clients, when I'm working in London, if they call me on that phone number, it rings my BlackBerry, my London mobile, and I can direct that phone number to anywhere that I go. I hope what you're getting here is make it easy for people to find you. This last one, well, the last 2 down here, what's your daily routine? In my 2-day executive coaching, the first half of the first day is unraveling my clients' habits, routines, what they always do. My mentor, Marshall Goldsmith, wrote a book, and he coached me in this for a couple of years. He said, Jason, what got you here won't get you there. Everything that you're doing right now is going to get you the success you've got right now. If I'm going to get a new level of success, that might require I do something different. In the past 6 months, who's had to do a little something different? What do you anticipate for the next 6 months? And you can answer that rhetorical question. By the way, I do have a challenge for every single one of you. I need you to open up your calendar sometime in the next 24 hours. Open up your calendar and go out 180 days. I need you to write a paragraph about what you think your life should look like. Oh, by the way, add in that first client name that I asked you to write down a little bit earlier, right? If I'm successful in 6 months, what will I be doing? Where will I be traveling? Who will I be speaking for? What will I be writing? Who will I be hanging out with? Who can I spend more time with? Marshall Goldsmith wrote the book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. I'm writing a play on this right now. I'm writing an article called, Who Got You Here Won't Get You There. I need to add new people to my network. Because if I add 2 new people to my network, if I add 1 book to my library, if I watch a TED Talk a morning, and by the way, if you're not watching at least 1 TED Talk a morning, I would ask you to reevaluate the first 20 minutes of your day. TED.com, you put 1 of those in the morning, they're 5 to 20 minutes, and my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that kicks me off into my day. A lot of people ask me why I'm so excited at the beginning of the day. It's pretty much standing all day long, because this morning I got to learn about how a couple people are changing the planet for the better, and I did that through TED. It's all about you. It is truly, truly all about you. What you do, where you go, how you show up, what you get engaged in. So what I want to do is I want to go through my 4-point business plan. I shared with you that Jody and I started our company in 2007, and over the past 3.5, 4 years, we've built our company with these 4 tips. The first one is show up. Simple, but not easy. You signed up for the ASJA conference, you rolled into town whatever night you were here, you came to the event last night. How did I show up? Who did I talk to? Who did I meet? Jody and I were at one of the cocktail tables last night, and I realized I've been talking to the same 3 people for the past half an hour. That's okay if that's okay. But if I came here to do something else. By the way, showing up doesn't always need to be in physical in person right now. It can be via LinkedIn, it can be via Skype, it can be via Facebook. It can also be some kind of a distanced showing up. For the past several years, every single day I write one handwritten thank you card. One handwritten thank you card, put a stamp on it, I drop it in a blue box, and 3 to 5 days later, unless it's Europe, and then it's about a week and a half, someone opens up something from Jason. It's a handwritten thank you letter. And in that letter, there's kind of a format. I thank them for the time they spent, I thank them for what they did, and I acknowledge them about how I might be able to use what they gave to me. Jason, who do you write thank you letters to? Easy. Editors of magazines. You're talking about the editorial page. And I usually choose from the top to the bottom, and I go in there and I say, who am I thankful for from this magazine? TED Talk presenters. They're easy to find. Just go to anywho.com, type in their name, you'll get their address. Who's had a good experience at a restaurant in New York City in the past 24, 48 hours? Write the maitre d', the owner, the manager. Who had a nice experience here at the hotel? Right head of housekeeping. They love this stuff. Showing up simply means that I see you, I acknowledge you, and we're together in this whole thing. The second thing that I can talk about is what I call do good work. Leslie talked about this. Do good work. Okay? For those of you who came in a little bit early, I gave you an extra postcard. It's called the Debrief. At the end of any project, and we're going to do this with this presentation, as we will with Friday's presentation. What did we do that worked? What did we do that didn't work? What do we wish we would have done differently? Where did we hit the mark? And by the way, in order to know whether it's good, who do we have to ask? The client. You. With me, it's my client. I'll do a presentation for an hour to a day to 2 days, and within 24 to 48 hours, I have to go back to that client and say, and I ask them, very honestly, did I do good work? Oh, by the way, who's been rehired by a client in the past year? Who's been rehired? You did good work. Now here's the thing, they will often tell you they want more work before they will tell you what you did that was good about the work. And by the way, if I can understand why they liked what I did, my chances of getting rehired, my chances of getting more work, but most importantly for this particular session, my chances of being referred go through the roof. Who do you know who would like the kind of work I did for you? Who do you know who is dealing with a challenge like what you're dealing with? I hope you put a little star next to that question, because I know that question has gotten me business. Number 3, stay in touch. Stay in touch. That little green card that I gave a lot of the participants this morning, it's called the Debrief card. We sat down and we made 10 of those cards. I call them the colored postcards. I have a red one and a green one and a blue one. And if you email or text me, I'll send you the series because they're fun. But what we do is when I meet someone that I might want to do business with, write for, speak for, or coach, I put them on a Monday morning scheduling. And for the next 10 weeks, they get one of those postcards of information. I want to be seen as the guy that will continue showing up, that will continue staying in touch, that will continue doing good work so I can help that particular client. I want to be a resource to them. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say step 4 to our 4-point business plan. Repeat. Do what works. Please stop doing what does not work. I see that happen quite a bit. I did get picked up by Wiley, so they're putting out a book in January. The title of that is called Your Best Just Got Better. Think bigger, work smarter, make more. If I can share with you any information relative to what I talked about or the other panelists. We're going to go into some Q&A right now. I want to make sure as much of that's available as we can. But Emily, I think I could keep on going, but I want to make sure that we really talk about what's on people's minds. So
I think that's great.
fantastic.
If you guys
wouldn't
could
mind moderating that.
sit up here